Hello everyone, welcome to the NN Classroom. Today I'd like to share with you a multiple choice number 33 extracted from 2018 Time Zone 2 in May. It is asking for a super typical question from organic chemistry, topic 10 standard level, that asking about the naming system using the IUPAC. Many people will feel like that the IUPAC naming system is really clumsy. But the result is it is clumsy, but the way to name it is super systematic, so that never be two or more compounds having the same name. So that's why let's see, right? Remember the rules of IUPAC, that the first step to name any compound is to able to locate the parent chain. So what is mean by parent chain? Parent chain is that it is going to be the longest continuous carbon chain that with the functional group located on it. So in this case, if we look at it carefully, the longest continuous carbon chain is of 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 carbon. No matter you count it upper side and the lower side, still 4. So that's why basically we should end up with the first step, that the base chain is of a butane base. So that's why the fundamental name should base on butane but not propane. So A and B now say goodbye. So for then, remember, the next step is after we locate the parent chain, which is a butane base, then the next step is the suffix of this name is going to be reserved for the major functional group. So in this case, no doubt, the major functional group is a carboxylic acid. A carboxylic acid should end up with the suffix of oic acid. So that's why with the idea that base chain carbon 4, so butane base, and end up with a oic acid, so the basement will be the butanoic acid. First, then after all, but basically we have named the base chain plus the functional group. And then afterwards is that everything that is not named or grouped inside the main chain should be placed as a prefix, like side group. In this case, you should realize that there is one part that we haven't named it yet, and that is a methane carbon with a alkyl system that alkyl linked to the main chain, right? So that's why we should label it as methyl with a methane base, but not end with ANE. Remove it and put it with YL. So that's why methyl butanoic acid is the basement. So that's why for C and D both are having methyl butanoic acid, right? And finally, the final step whenever concerning naming is that whether we put number. Remember, number only put when it is necessary. So in this case, always this is necessary because if we don't label the position of the methyl, it can be put in a position like here, which is one carbon closer to the functional group. It's still possible, right? So that's why in this case, numbering is necessary. And remember, putting number only put on the main chain and label only on the carbon, right? And the number, the logic behind is smaller the better, but having a rule come before is that the carbon number 1 or the lowest number of carbon should be reserved for the functional group. So that's why with this understanding, we should and we must put the carbon number 1 reserved for the functional group, in this case the carboxylic acid. So that's why carbon number 1 goes to the carboxylic acid. So carbon number 2, 3, 4, count in this way. So that's why the methyl group is now attached to the carbon number 3. So that's why the answer goes to 3 methyl butanoic acid D.